1971 to 1974. Strat-O-Matic Excel Carryover League. Brought to you by the Shrimp Trawler.
Game 361, Expos at Indians.
Welcome back, baseball fans. 1971-74 Carryover League. We have a what has turned out to be a big series. Believe it or not, a big series in the American League between the Expos and the Indians. Let's just go right to the overall standings, and then I'll go through the because the overall standings are even more impressive than this series has been. Right now, right at this moment, here we are in the American League North. The Expos are 18-6. What a year they've put together. But the Indians are 16-11, distancing themselves from the pack here. You got the East is playing very well as also in the American League, and the West and Midwest not so much. But let's take that. Now let's go right through the games. Game 1 opens up in Cleveland. Steve Rogers for the Expos, Jim Perry for the Indians, and right away the Expos seem to know that Jim Perry's tipping his pitches or something. Singleton leads off the game with a solo shot. Then you have a walk, a single, a bases loaded walk hidden here, yeah, and it's 2-zip. We go to, in the second inning, another RBI ground out, 3-zip. Fifth inning, you get another bases loaded walk, 4-zip. Indians show some life with a 2-out, 2-run single by Ray Fosse, 4-2. Then in the top of the sixth inning, after a couple singles and a couple outs, Rusty Staub, 3-run bomb, it's 7-2. The proud Indians come back with a couple runs themselves in the sixth, a run in the seventh, but the Expos tack on a run in the ninth. It is an 8-5 win. Neither starting pitcher was particularly impressive. Both left after 6. Perry, 9 hits and 7 runs. Rogers, 7 hits and 4 runs, though Rogers gets a win. Dale Murray gets a save. So the visiting Expos, the hottest team, folks, in the American League, win Game 1 on the road. Let's see what happened in Game 2. Game 2, it's up to brother Gaylord Perry, against Baylor Moore, a very unsung star lefty before he has some arm problems. Early in his career, real strikeout pitcher is Baylor Moore. Actually, Baylor Moore has a no-no through 5. But then in the sixth inning, a walk. Mark Belanger breaks up the no-hitter with a bloop single. Alex Johnson, an RBI single, and a 2-out RBI single by Buddy Bell. It's 2-zip. That's more than enough for brother Gaylord Perry. Complete game shutout. 5 hits, a walk, and 4 Ks. And the Indians win 2-0, tying the series up a game apiece. Let's go to Expo land. The Expos moved from the National League to the American League, and we had to move across the border from Montreal to Burlington, off of Lake Champlain, just across the border there, the Canadian border into Vermont. About a 2.5, 3-hour drive, or used to be. Dick Tidrow for the Indians, Bill Stoneman for the Expos. And this is a pretty good baseball game. The Indians get it early here. A single walk, couple singles, and another bases loaded walk. You know, if you're a team that gets a bases loaded walk, you get that to happen, you're probably going to be a good team. Both teams have had adventures in receiving bases loaded walks, so they're both good teams, in my opinion. Bottom of the third, even better. You get a walk, and a 3-run homer. 3 runs on 1 hit. If you're a team that can get 3 runs on 1 hit, you're a good team. And that's the Expos and the Indians. Anyway, it's 3-3 it becomes a 4-3 game with a RBI single by Belanger. But in the bottom of the 6th, we have a John Bateman solo shot tied at 4. Neither team blinking in this series. In the 9th inning, it is Veda Pinson with a homer off of Bill Stoneman, who was pitching into the 9th. And then after 8 innings, Tidrow leaves after 4 hits and 4 runs. Steve Mangori closes it out. The Indians win on the road 5-4. Game 4 in Expo Land. Can they even this thing up? Well, guess what? Jim Perry is pitching on short rest. Is that a good thing? No, it's not. In the Expos, they have Jim Perry's number. Maybe not Gaylord, but boy, they got Jim Perry's number. The Expos say, let's even this series up and get it done with quickly. Walk, single, single. You got single, walk, single, grand slam, homer, Rusty Staub, single, single, double, single, walk, single, single, walk, single, single. Some of that's off of reliever Ray Lamb. It's quickly 12-0. Like I said, folks, this is the year of the Expos. So if you really want to beat these guys, you got to punch the clock, and it's going to be difficult. You're going to have to hang in there. Indians added some garbage runs late. Steve Ranko was the starting pitcher for the Expos today. Got the gift win. Jim Perry, 4 innings, 11 hits, 8 runs. Let's not pitch him anymore against the Expos, because both of their wins were against him. Which takes us to a Game 5 in Expo Land. Who is going to break the tie here? It's Gaylord Perry on short rest against Steve Rogers. Now, the thing, Rogers didn't pitch very well the first time around because the Indians decided to put their left-handed hitters on the bench, or some of them. Today, they put Lowenstein, Gamble, and Brohammer, 3 lefties on the bench against a right-handed pitcher. Very strange, but it worked. As they get to the confused Rogers, single, single, walk in the second, double, single, single, double, single, single. The Indians strand a bunch of runners, but they get 4 runs on 12 hits in the 6th inning that Steve Rogers is out there. Meanwhile, Gaylord Perry, 5 more shutout innings. That's 14. Then he proves himself human in the 6th. He gives up a walk, a double, a ground out RBI single by Rusty Staub. It's still a decent game. It is 6-2 at this point, 5-2 at this point, and it will finish that way. Gaylord Perry does go the distance with just those 2 runs. So 2 runs and 2 complete games. 6 hits, 2 runs, 2 walks, 7 strikeouts. The Indians, they have won 3 out of these 5 games. And the Expos would need to win both games in Cleveland to win the series and to win every series before the All-Star break, which means you've won 20 games. And let's take a peek at this again to show you that. If the Indians win this game, they'd be 17-11, and the Expos would be 18-7. If the Expos win games 6 and 7 in Cleveland, they would be 20-6. Even after winning 3 of the 5 games, the Indians have just picked up a single game in the standings. So the Expos will most likely still be in first place at the All-Star break. But it's good baseball by these 2 squads. And today, back in Cleveland, in a Game 6, your pitchers, the lefties, the much maligned lefties. These teams aren't long on left-handed pitchers. They prefer righties Stoneman, Rogers, Ranko, Perry, and Tidrow. But we got the 2 lefties today. Baylor Moore, who pitched brilliantly for a while in the first start of this series. 9-9, 3.47 ERA in 72, and 148 innings. He was slated to come back in 73 for him, but he hurt his arm, and then the Expos did not have a left-handed starting pitcher in 1973 after Baylor Moore got hurt. You'd think they would have found somebody to take his spot. They didn't. And the Indians, this is a guy who wasn't even on their team, Mike Kilkenny, 4-5 with a 5.02 ERA in 86 innings and 71. Clearly the weak link of the Indian rotation was a tiger in 71. So I expect to see the Indians dip into their bullpen and trying to win this series 4-2. Let's get started from Municipal Stadium in Cleveland. Heck of a series, leading off Ken Singleton. 3-6 for Ken Singleton. Let's just show you the card, folks. Kenny Singleton's 1973 Montreal Expo card, 23 homers, 123 walks, a .302 batting average. No, you don't want an ancient Dave McNally from the Orioles. Just hang on to Singleton. But they did not, and Singleton would be the most valuable Oriole, and he'd be go to 2 World Series, get a World Series ring in '83. Kenny Singleton, lead off, solo shot, 1-0 Spos. Batting second, Mr. Band-Aid, Ron Hunt, 58, walks. Band-Aid for getting hit by the pitch. Batting third, Mike Jorgensen, 65, off Kilkenny, double 1-3. It is a base hit, and Hunt ends up at third. On the corners for Bob Bailey, 66, triple 1-4, single ... It's 2-0 on the corners for Rusty Staub. 1-5, let's take a look at Staub's 71 Expo card, 19 homers, 311 average, 74 walks. Why you trade him to the Mets? Just hang on to these guys. Hang on to Staub. Hang on to Singleton. My goodness, Montreal. Homer, 1-8, double. He rolls the 8, and all the Expos do is score everybody today. 5 batters, 5-0 before they can settle into their chairs in Municipal Stadium. Ron Fairley, 2 sevens a walk. Rich McKinney, hey, and out, 111, pops to third. John Bacabella, 66, triple 1-4, base hit on the corners, 1 out for Ted Martinez, playing back. 5-10 is a strikeout. Hey, that was nice. And with 2 outs, back up top to Kenny Singleton, looking for 2 home runs in the first inning. 2-4, just misses it and rolls to short. Well, these Expos, even though they're down 3-2, they have their hearts and minds set on 20 wins, which would be winning this game and winning a Game 7. Can the Indians come back down 5-0? It's Ron Swoboda. 1-9, single 1-12, base hit. Ray Fosse. 1-6 is a 5-4-3, double play. Chris Chambliss, 57 is a walk. Oscar Gamble, 59 off of Baylor Moore's cards, a double to center field. Chambliss. Let's see here. Chambliss is a 12, 13, 14. Yeah, let's do it. Let's get a try and score guy as we're down by so many. He rolls a 1 and scores. So it's 5-1. Runner at second. And it's Veda Pinson. 2-5. Double 1-19 is a double. And it's 5-2. See, I'm telling you, folks, these teams are resilient. You think one team's going to run away with things, the other team comes back. Alex Johnson, 37 is a strikeout. 5-2 game in the second. Thought there'd be fireworks with these 2 pitchers on the mound. We got them. Ron Hunt, 46, skies the center. Jorgensen, 5'11". Pitcher X, Kilkenny, is an E33. And that's an error. A 1-out error, Bob Bailey, 65. Homer 1-3, fly ball, and it's a fly ball. And with 2 outs, it's Rusty Staub. 1-6 this time, triple 1-11. Gets the triple, and that's an RBI. Unearned run, 6-2. Ron Fairley, 37's a walk. Rich McKinney, 55, is a walk. Bases loaded, 2 outs for Bacabella. 2-8 center field. Now it's about save the bullpen. Don't wear them out. Try and give me 4 innings before we want Kilkenny to get you 4. I try not to pull starters in the first or second inning. It's too much of a burden on these bullpens. I only have an 8-man pitching staff. You just got to sit there and take it. Fight back. Mark Belanger leading off in the bottom of the second. 2-4, flies left. Buddy Bell, 39, pops to short. And with 2 outs, Eddie Leone, 64, catcher's card. And Bacabella's a 3-16. He makes the play. Into the third, Ted Martinez, the shortstop. 1-6, pops to short. Kenny Singleton, 69, base hit. 1 out single. Ron Hunt, 2-7's a walk. 2 on, 1 out for Jorgensen. 2-3, 4-6-3 double play. That's better for the Cleveland starter. It's 6-2. We got a ball game. Bottom of the third. Ron Swoboda, 4-12, second. Ray Fosse, 2-8, base hit. Chris Chambliss, 1-6, triple, 1-6, single dot dot. It's a triple. One of triple, 1-6. That makes it 6-3. They're going to bring the infield up for Oscar Gamble. 38, single, 1-14. He gets the single, and we got a 6-4 game. The Tribe making a comeback here. With just 1 out, Veda Pinson's your tie run. 58 off Baylor Moore is double. 1-16. That is a double. Now we're talking about we want Baylor Moore to give the Expos 4 innings, the way this thing's going. Second and third with 1 out and a 2-run lead. They're going to play it back for Alex Johnson. 43, center X. But today's center fielder, they don't have Boots Day out there. They got Rich McKinney out there in center field. That's a 2-base error on the E16 center fielder. And the Indians, they've tied the game, coming back from 5-0 and 6-2. And they can take the lead here in the third. They got a runner at second and 1 out. Mark Belanger. 57's a K. And with 2 outs, Buddy Bell. 56 is also a K. A 6-6 tie. Now, a lot of times, I'll pull the pitcher so I can take him off the hook for a loss. In this particular case, it's just a little bit too early to do that sort of thing. So I'm going to have Kilkenny try and get me to the 4th inning, and then we'll go to the bullpen. Because Cleveland does have a good one. They got Lamb, Hilgendorf, Romo, and Mangori. But let's see if we can get through this 4th inning without too much damage. It'll be Bob Bailey and a couple lefties. Bob Bailey, 37's a walk. Well, these are your guys Kilkenny has to get. He's good against lefties. So it'll be Staub and Fairley, and that'll be about it. Rusty Staub, 2-6, walks him anyway. And they're really booing this Kilkenny guy. Now you got Ron Fairley. Got to get this guy out. 56 is second X. Your second baseman's Eddie Leone, a 2E16. You need a double play here. And he gets it. It's a 4-6-3 double play. Runner goes to third with 2 outs. And McKinney's not much of a hitter. The bottom 3 aren't particularly good. And it's a tie game, and it's early. I'll let this guy pitch to these clowns. McKinney, Bacabella, Martinez. But I'm not going to let him pitch to Singleton again. So it's Rich McKinney with a runner at third and 2 outs. 39 is a walk. So they're on the corners for John Bacabella with 2 outs. 36 is a grounder to the third. Seen enough of that guy. So he will exit after 4 innings of a 6-6 game. It'll be Eddie Leone in the bottom of the 4th. 4-12, second. Back up top to Ron. I'm going to get you on a Swoboda China. 5-10. 5-10, Ron Swoboda. It's a home run off of Baylor Moore if you have power. And they gave Swoboda power with 2 homers and 138 at-bats in 1971 for the Yankees. Swoboda makes it 7-6. Ray Fosse. 5-10, same thing. Does he have power? Of course he does. He had 12 home runs. Another solo shot off the Baylor Moore car. Now, this guy's got to finish 4 innings, not to kill the Expo bullpen, because we might have a Game 7. Probably will. That's the way it's looking now, at least. Chris Chambliss. 1-6, triple on a 6. He did it last inning. Same role this inning. It's a single. Oscar Gamble. 4-4 is catcher's card. Vacabella's a 316. An error on the catcher. You're seeing some bad defense at the Expos, and they have plenty of warts on this team. It's just they have had a remarkable season, and you haven't seen these warts. But basically, the Expos have pretty shaky defense, and the bottom 3 hitters are pretty awful. And they got a above-average pitching staff. But the historically great record is clearly overachieving, as demonstrating today. 2 on with 1 out for Veda Pinson. 64 up Baylor Moore is center X, and this is going to be trouble because they've got the backup center fielder McKinney in there. 40-16, that's a base hit. And now you got righties, and I'm going to call it right there. 3 1/3. Baylor Moore. Oh well, he was having a good season. Now not so much. So it's 9-6 as the Indians have just got up off the ground and off the floor and made a huge comeback here. Trying to win this series right here, right now. And so the Expos have to stop the bleeding. In the 4th inning, they'll bring in a long reliever, Tom Walker. Tom Walker was an Expo in 72, 3-2, 288 ERA in 75 innings. Nice little pitcher here. And Pinson got the single, and the runner advanced to 3rd. So you have runners in the corners, 1 out. They're going to bring the infield up for Alex Johnson. The pitch to Alex. 45 with the infield up is a sac fly to center. And with 2 outs, it's Belanger. 5-10 is a walk. 2 on 2 outs. They bat around again, or almost did it twice, but they bat around here. Buddy Bell, 67, single 1 of 13, gets the single. That'll only load the bases. They've already scored 4 times, and the bases are loaded. Eddie Leon will get his 2nd plate appearance of the inning. Bases loaded, 2 outs. 4-9 off of Walker. Skies to center field. You know, if there's a team that can come back from 10-6, I'm going to call them the Expos. That's the team that can do it. But we're not going to. Poor Mike Kilkenny blew up horribly early, and we still didn't let him get a chance to pick up a garbage win by pitching 5 innings with a 10-6 lead. He's hooked. And so we're going to go to Ray Lamb to get the easy victory. If he can get through the 5th inning. Ray Lamb, nice little reliever. He's actually a swing starter. 6-12, 3.36 ERA for the Indians. 158 innings in 1971. And he probably would be in the rotation if they didn't have so many right-handers there already. They have Gaylord and Jim Perry and Dick Tidrow. So you can't have 4 righty starters. And so Lamb is the long man. He comes on in the 5th inning, and he'll face Ted Martinez. 5-2 flies to left. Back up top to Ken Singleman. 2-10 is a K, and with 2 outs, it's Ron Hunt. 67, base hit. Mike Jorgensen, 4-11, first C. Bottom of the 5th. Let's pause a moment for station identification.
This is the Shrimp Trawler video channel.
Este es el canal de videos de camaroneros.
All right, Tom Walker will continue. He'll face Ron Swoboda. 2-6 is a walk. Boy, both of these teams walk a ton. I could see these guys facing each other again. Well, obviously in the postseason tournament, and then maybe again in the playoffs. Ray Fosse, 1-7 is a 6-4-3 double play. Chambliss, 2-8, grounds to second. They're good teams. They have their flaws, but they're good teams. We talked about the Expos' flaws. The Indians' flaws, well, Mike Kilkenny. The lefties in the bullpen make up for it, though. Tom Hilgendorf and Mangori are outstanding. Jim Perry's having a rough time backing up his brother. And let's see. The second base is kind of weak. Brohammer and Eddie Leon. Buddy Bell's just average at third base, as he's very young. And the defense in the outfield is very spotty with Oscar Gamble and Alex Johnson and guys like that out there. And that's your Expo. That's your Indian report as we go to the 6th. Ray Lamb, second inning of relief. It's Bob Bailey. 35's a strikeout. Rusty Staub, 3-6, single 108. Can't get it this time. He lines out. And Ron Fairley, 1-7, double 105 is a base hit. And Rich McKinney, 43, first X. Chambliss at 3-11 at first. And he makes the play. Nice job, Ray Lamb. Bottom of the 6th. Walker is a relief 3, so he'll go into his 3rd inning of relief. Oscar Gamble. 2-8 is a base hit. Veda Pinson having a heck of a series. 3 for 3 today. 1-7 is a fielder's choice. B Stealer. Alex Johnson's going to do a little hit and run action with the big lead. Runner moves to second. Pinson's at second. 2 outs for Mark Belanger. 1-9's a single to center, and here comes Pinson trying to score from second. 15, 16, 17. Plus one arm 18, and he rolls an 18 and slides in. Belanger, 2-out RBI single. It's 11-6 Indians. Buddy Bell, 2-6, single one is 16. Cannot get it. Rolls a 19. Innings over. We'll pull Walker after inning and 2/3. 11-6 lead and a chance to win this series 4-2 and get closer to first. We're going to go to the back end of a very good Cleveland bullpen, starting with Tom Hilgendorf in the 7th inning. Hilgendorf, 5-3, 3.14 ERA and 73 in 95 innings. This Cleveland team, they won the division a year ago, and they did that by trading for Frank Robinson. And then they, in the offseason, they traded Frank away, figuring that was just kind of like a one-year rental kind of thing. And they'd probably be winning this division again if it wasn't for that incredible start of the Expos. Hilgendorf comes on in the 7th. And he'll face John Bacabella. 2-12's a walk. Ted Martinez, 58, short X. This is Belanger, a 1-18, the guy they acquired in the Frank Robinson deal. And this is why you got him, to get these double plays. But Belanger kicks the ground ball. That's not what you're supposed to do, Mark. That's why we got you. Playoff teams get Gold Glove shortstops if they can. And that is an error. Oh boy, 2 on now. And back up top to Murderer's Row, Kenny Singleton. 5-10 off Hilgendorf is a walk. And oh boy, here come the Spos. Down 11-6 in the top of the 7th. They've loaded the bases with nobody out. With hit by pitch machine Ron Hunt. 38, let's take a look at hit by pitch machine Ron Hunt. Who in the heck, with a 1-5 to 7-10 card, has hit by pitches on 2-8, 3-3, 3-7, and 3-8? You guessed it, Ron Hunt, who set an all-time record of hit by pitches in 1971. Just a hideous-looking card. And that is your bases loaded hit by pitch, and we got a ball game, folks. The Expos are within a grand slam, 11-7. Bases loaded, 11-7, playing back for Mike Jorgensen. 38, you guessed it, bases loaded, walk to Jorgensen, it's 11-8. Bases are loaded for Bob Bailey, playing back. 55, ball 4, you guessed it. Bases loaded walk, it's 11-9. The Expos have not made contact in this inning. They had a ground ball to Belanger, a Gold Glove 1 shortstop, haven't hit anything else, and have the bases loaded in an 11-9 game. Rusty Staub playing back with the bases loaded. He is homered and tripled and walked and popped out. 3-10, ball 4, Rusty Staub, bases loaded walk. It's 11-10. Not a lot you can do here. Hilgendorf, I mean, it just gets worse. I mean, yeah, whatever. Hilgendorf will go to the lefty fairly here, just like he pitched to the lefty Staub before that. And then we'll see what happens against McKinney, Bacabella, and Martinez aren't the type of hitters to invoke a pitching change. So I think Hilgendorf's got to put his big boy pants on and try and get some outs here. Bases loaded in 11-10 game. Gosh, do you bring the infield up? Do you have to do that? I'm playing it back. I want to double play. I don't want to give up a 2-run single with a damn infield up. So yeah, Fairley. Playing back. Bases loaded, nobody out. The pitch to Fairley. 67 is a strikeout. Now we might bring the infield up with an out. Rich McKinney. Not a whole bunch on this guy. Let's take a look at this dude's card. Rich McKinney got the start in center field today to give Boots Day a day off against a lefty. And he's promptly been terrible in center field, giving up a couple hits in this game in those big Cleveland rallies. But he could be a star here in an 11-10 game. He's actually a little bit better against righties. So if the infield up and not wanting to go to a pitching change and get one of these more dangerous hitters off the bench in there, Hilgendorf will pitch to him. Bases loaded, 1 out, infield up in an 11-10 game. Here's the pitch to Rich McKinney. 66, that's a sac fly to left field, and the game is tied. And with 2 outs, it's John Bacabella, who started the inning with a walk. Bacabella is just not... Let's take a look at this guy. I mean, come on. 72, he hit 227, a homer and 200 at-bats. He's just not the type of guy you think you need to make a pitching change for. So Hilgendorf, he made this mess. It's up to him to get out of it, tied at 11. The pitch to from Tom Hilgendorf to John Bacabella. 3-6 is a grounder to third base. So, the inning, 10 men come to the plate. They leave 2 of them on. 6 walks and an error. 2 are left on. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 6 walks and an error. 5 guys scored. 2 are left on. It's 11-11. My goodness. My goodness. Who has blown it worse? The Spos for blowing the early lead or the Indians for letting them come back? But I tell you, these 2 teams, you can't count either of them out. In the bottom of the 7th, Mike Marshall will come trotting out of the Expo bullpen. 14-8, a 1.78 ERA in 116 innings. And an 11-11 tie. Bottom of the 7th. Stretch time here in Cleveland, forgot to mention, and we have been enjoying the James Gang's 1971 LP thirds, featuring Walk Away, Midnight Man, Things I Could Be. Great stuff from Joe Walsh and the James Gang. Back to the game. Bottom of the 7th, Mike Marshall is in there facing Eddie Leon. 45, double 1 to 7 off Marshall is a double. A leadoff double for 261 hitting Eddie Leon. Now back up top to Ron Swoboda China. 46, a single to right field off of Marshall. Leon is a 13 runner, but you got Rusty Stahl -4 arm out there. So you have runners on the corners. They're going to bring the infield up for Ray Fosse. 2-9, let's take a look at Ray Fosse's card from 71, a 276 average, 12 homers. Yeah, it's a little bit of a step down from 1970, but he's still a 1. He's still a great catcher. And if the Indians were smart, they'd hang on to him. Don't let him get to the Oakland A's. We'll see if that happens or not. But 2-9 here is a single. And what a great club these Indians are. They blow the 11-6 lead, and they immediately retake the lead right back, 12-11. My goodness. First and second, nobody out, and you got Chris Chambliss. He is 2 for 3 plus a walk. 66 pops to short. Now you got Oscar Gamble. He is 3 for 4 today with a double and a couple singles. 54, left B, and with 2 outs. Trying to pitch out of this, Veda Pinson, 3 for 4 with a fielder's choice. 35, flies to right field. Marshall battles back. leaving the runners at first and second with nobody out in a 12-11 game. Into the 8th inning, and you're darn tootin' that Hilgendorf's out of here. Hilgendorf has a chance to win this game, which is a little sad. Vicente Romo will come on in the 8th as we're getting through these bullpens. I hope it doesn't go extra innings. We're going to run out of pitchers. Romo, 1-7, 338 ERA in 72 innings for the Chi Sox. In 72. Comes on in the 8th. We'll face the number 9 hitter, Ted Martinez, to lead it off. 37 Martinez singles to left field. He's a C-stealer. You're not going to run off a Fosse. Tie run at first, and it's Kenny Singleton. 2-4. That's a 4-6-3 double play for Singleton. Tough break for the Spos there. And with 2 outs, it's Ron Hunt, who got hit by a pitch in the last inning and walked 2 other times and singled. 64 off Romo, 3rd X. Buddy Bell, 3-13. Not quite the Gold Glover yet, but he makes the play. 12-11, bottom of the 8th. Marshall will continue. He, of course, could pitch a ton of innings. Pitched 200 of them out of the bullpen in 74 with a Cy Young for the Dodgers. That didn't work in the World Series very well, but yeah. Alex Johnson leading off, 57's a K. Lowenstein will go in defensively to improve the defense in the outfield for the Tribe in that spot. Mark Belanger, 1-4, bounces to 3rd. It was his error, though, that opened up that 7th inning. Buddy Bell, 2-4, 3rd. All right, here it is, folks. We are going to the 9th inning. Normally, I'd start the inning with the closer Mingori, but he is all they have left. And tomorrow, it's Dick Tidrow, the only pitcher for Game 7. So, I like to see if Romo could get a couple guys out here. Though, let me just do a double take here. Romo was actually pretty good against lefties. And Jorgensen's pretty symmetrical against lefties and righties. So Romo will continue to pitch to Mike Jorgensen to lead off in the 9th. Pitch to Jorgensen. 111 flies to center field. Now you got Bob Bailey. Let's take a look at him. Oh, what a great hitter he was. And often underrated and unsung. One of the greater hitters in the early 70s. 70, he was incredible. 73, 26 home runs, 88 walks, 273 average. Pitch to Bob Bailey. 2 7s, a base hit, and I think that'll do it. Inning and a 3rd for Romo. Now you need Mingori. Can he close this thing out? 2 lefties coming up. Steve Mingori. 71 Mingori for the Indians. 1-2 with a 1.42 ERA in 57 innings. He is an all-star closer, and it is his job to get Stallman fairly out. And even if they reach the clowns behind them, McKinney, Bacabella, and Martinez aren't very good. So Mingori with a slow runner at first, and Bob Bailey. Wait a minute, Bob Bailey's a 12 runner. He's not that slow. See what I mean, folks, about him being underrated? Bob Bailey's a 12 runner. He'll stay in the game. Could be a little tricky here. You know what? They're going to be a little tricky, these Expos. They're going to get a pinch runner in here. Boots Day, a left-handed batter, so they wouldn't face Mingori. He's going to run for Bob Bailey as a bee-stealing 1-15 runner that you have to hold in this situation. He'll end up in center field if the game continues, and the center fielder will go into, that's McKinney, will go over to 3rd base. That's a pretty interesting strategy. So, pinch runner, Boots Day at first, being held on. He's not going to steal. I could hit and run with Rusty Staub. That would be almost... Boy, that would be crazy now. No, I gotta let Rusty Staub swing away. I'm not gonna hit and run with Rusty. I don't like to hit and run with a guy who hits 311. Doesn't make any sense. So Rusty Staub will swing away with a speedy Boots Day at first base. 110, Rusty Staub, single 1-7. Cannot get it, rolls a 16. That's a tough one. And with 2 outs, it's Ron Fairley. And Fairley, let's take a look at his card. 73 Fairley had a nice year. 298, 86 walks, 17 home runs. Much better against righties. He does have these walks against lefties. You have to consider that he could walk the guy in a scoring position. Chances of scoring him from first on a double are rather slim. And you're not going to try a stolen base against Ray Fosse, who's got a -3 arm, so. And the bench is pretty weak. We're starting to see the limits of the Expos. So Ron Fairley will swing away here with a runner at first and 2 outs in a 12-11 game. The pitch to Ron Fairley. 4-4 off of Mingori. Homer. 1-7. Fly ball the rest. And it's the rest. It's a 13. My goodness. A home run chance off Mingori, but it falls on the warning track in right field. And that is the end of the game. Mingori does close the thing out, getting the final 2 outs. And yes, the Indians, the resilient Indians, down early, come back, the big 3rd and 4th innings. Then a horrendous 7th inning by Hilgendorf where they blow the lead without giving up a hit, which is stunning. Still come back and win this thing 12-11. My goodness. We'll take a look at the year-to-date numbers. The Indians. No choke. Almost. Really, both these teams scratched and clawed in this game. Had every reason to win it and lose it. That's a save from Mingori, 2 outs. Vicente Romo. He came in and gave up 2 hits. Let's see. Hilgendorf, oh my goodness. No hits, 5 runs. The error is in there as well. So we have some unearned runs in there. And of course the 6 walks. What a bizarre line for that guy. 1 strikeout. Ray Lamb, 2 innings. 2 hits and 2 Ks. Kilkenny was horrible, but doesn't get a loss. He gives up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hits and 6 runs. 5 are earned. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 walks. What a historic number of walks for the Expos in a losing effort. My goodness. All right. Mike Marshall pitched 2 innings. The last 2 innings, he gets the loss. 3 hits, a run, and a K. Tom Walker, 2 2/3. He gave up a hit and 2 walks. And then 2 hits and a run in the 6th. And Baltimore takes the, got a no decision as well. As long as he took the loss. He gave up 11 hits before he pulled him. And he gave up 10 runs. Let's say 1, 2. Then you have the 2 base error in there. So you had 4. Then you had another error in the off of the catcher in the next inning. A walk and 3 strikeouts. Got to give a win to somebody. Yeah, Hilgendorf will get the win. Oh my goodness. 1-0-1-9, 0-1-0-8, 12-17-11, 11, 12-17-11, 11, 12-17-11, 11, 14 walks, 4 strikeouts, 14-4, 3-4, 3-4, 14-4. The Indians did it with hits. They had 17 hits and 3 walks, 20 men on base. The Expos only had 11 hits, but they had 14 walks. They put 25 on base. You get a triple in this inning or a home run in this inning, and then it's a different story. Didn't happen. Just, yeah. 1-0-1-9, 0-1-0-8, 12-17-11, 11, 14-4, 3-14. That is game 6. The Indians win this series 4-2, so let's go take a look at the stats and the standings. These 2 teams are in great shape. They will most likely both make the playoffs this year. Can't imagine them falling out the way the way they're playing to this point. All right, we're going to start with the Indians. Yes, the Cleveland Indians are 17-11 going into the All-Star break, hitting .275 with a .413 ERA. Gaylord Perry 5-3, 4 complete games, 26 runs in 73 innings. That'll be a .320 ERA. Is that good enough to go to the All-Star game? Maybe not. Mingori has 7 saves. That might be good. That should be good enough to go to the All-Star game. I don't know. Maybe it's the hitting here. Cleveland's hitters, not a lot of power. 4 home runs for Ray Fosse. But Chris Chambliss has 39 hits. 39 for 111. Hitting .351. Solid Cleveland team. They've scored 144 runs, given up 121. That's plus 23 runs in 28 games. It's pretty good. Now your Expos. Well, sorry Expo fans, you couldn't get the 20 wins, but you still have 18. You're 18-7 in the All-Star break, in first place with the best record in the American League. Not much to complain about. A .253 batting average, a .353 earned run average. You've got an amazing closer, Dale Murray, 7 saves, Veneria 3. Bill Stoneman's 5-1. Steve Rogers is 4-1. The offense, not a lot of incredible power here. You've got Jorgensen with 5 homers, but Rusty Staub is your leader there. 6 homers, 27 RBIs, hitting .340. He's your all-star and probably your most valuable Expo right there, Rusty Staub. How about Singleton? Ken Singleton, not so much. He's 23 for 96. That's like .240, but he's got 22 walks. This team will not steal many bases. Boots Day has 3 stolen bases. Not a lot going on in those departments. I think resiliency and the ability not to give up is the attributes of both the Expos and the Indians versus any statistical, player doing, remarkable stuff. Just good teamwork, good team efforts here by the Expos and Indians. Let's break it up for the Indians, closing the gap, picking up 2 games. They were 4.5 out, now they're just 2.5 games out as they go to the All-Star break. Break up the Indians, winners 4 games to 2. And thanks for checking this out, folks. We'll see you next time.